This is Boxing Tickets NI. We're here at the warehouse in the Red Cow. We're just after the weigh-in for Make or Break tomorrow night. Delighted to be joined with Sean Murray. Sean, this has come as no sort of surprise to you that this is your third domestic fight in 4 fights as a pro, and you can probably nearly count the fourth one as a domestic as well because it's based in Belfast. But just business as usual for you tomorrow night, is it?
Oh yeah, it's what I wanted to be since day one. I said I wanted domestic, so delighted to be in another one.
I guess like the weigh-in's done, you can refuel and everything else now. I'm not sure if obviously you've seen Daniel's sort of interview done yesterday, but he obviously believes he's a level above you. He sort of didn't think it's shame is right in the night. Is that just mind games for him at this stage, just trying to get inside your head?
It must be mind games in that gym, because Shane Meehan said the same thing, and he's from the same gym. He said he was levels above me as well, and we see what happened to him. So I'm going to do the same to Daniel.
I guess the two of you are similar in some ways, where you don't have a lot of amateur experience, but amateur experience sort of counts for nothing in professional boxing nowadays. Like, I've done quite a lot of interviews recently, and everybody believes like amateur boxing, professional boxing are completely two different sports. Like, you're happy to prove that theory right, that like it doesn't matter what you've done as an amateur. If you don't work hard as a pro, you're not going to get anything. So you're a testament to the fact that you're working hard and you're getting your rewards based off that.
Yeah. The pro game is a different ball game completely from the amateurs. You're not just scoring points. You're in there to try to take the other fella out. That's what I love about the program.
Is it completely different for you in that respect? Obviously, I guess even John Boyd I spoke to yesterday was saying like as an amateur you're only really training for like 2 competitions a year, so a lot of the time you're just training with no fights. Like, is it opened your eyes sort of the professional boxing just light years probably ahead of what it was as an amateur?
Yeah, as an amateur, I was only getting 2 to 3 fights maximum a year, so I wasn't really training as hard. But now as a pro, sure, this is my 4th fight this year, so I'm only coming off being in camp from the last fight, so I'm fit as ever. Like,
it's just like a conveyor belt, isn't it? Just keep fight back on, train, fight back on, train. Did you think a Celtic title fight would come in your first year as a pro? I guess it's supposed to show you the activity Jay's giving you, it's giving you these opportunities. Like, you're 3-0, Daniel's 4-0. Like, before you'd probably never really had that, but it's testament to the two. The fact you're happy to put your records on the line for a belt.
oh yeah, well, I said last November in my first press conference here that I wanted a Celtic title by the end of this year, and to be fair to Jay, he's after getting me a Celtic title shot for this year, so it's just now tomorrow night go home and win it. Like,
What do you expect of the fight tomorrow night? Do you expect it sort of similar to Shane, the fact that you're just going to stand there and you're going to have a war? Like, how do you sort of, in your head, how do you see the fight playing out? Like, during the fight, like, do you see you can maybe stop Daniel? Like, you've obviously put Shane down a couple of times, and it was weird in some respects because you effectively lost the fight in rounds 3-2 by dropping him. It was a weird setup on that night. Like, how do you sort of envisage tomorrow night going?
I think it's going to be the same. 2 of us are going to meet in the centre, and 2 of us I'm going to drag him through the deep end. I'm going to bring him to fight. Like, that's what I'm going to do.
And do you think it'd just be bringing them in them trenches and they'll not be able to breathe, and you just completely break them down?
Just break him down, yeah. That's the plan anyway. Going to break him down.
I guess it's just as we said earlier in the interview, it's just business as normal for you. Like, you winning tomorrow night, just like, right, just give me the next one.
Yeah, just give me the next one. Give me the next title shot. That's what I'm looking for. Like,
is it sort of, I guess you get to that deep end of obviously an Irish title. Obviously, did you win an Irish title as an amateur? So would this be your first time as an Irish champion, or have you had it as an amateur?
No, I fought for another 22 Irish title, but I lost for it. So I never won an Irish title as an amateur. So I'm delighted to be fighting for a professional Irish title. So I can't wait to go and win that. Like, I want to win that.
It's that accomplishment, isn't it? You actually feel that you've achieved something. Then, like, is it fair to say in some ways it's like a world title in some respects, because you haven't had it as an amateur, and it's like a holy grail. Like, how many sort of Celtic champions has there been down the years, but then that gets you a springboard on towards an Irish title.
Yeah. Oh, it'd definitely be a compliment for me. I was always hated never winning an amateur title, so I'd be delighted now if I won a professional Irish title.
And how do you see the method of victory coming tomorrow? Do you see it points? Do you see you stopping them? How do you see it going?
Oh, I don't want to jinx anything, but just whatever I have to do, I'm going to do.
Listen, thanks very much for your time. We'll let you go and get refueled, and we'll look forward to seeing you in action tomorrow night.
Cheers, thank you.